Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The would-be judges, the 144,000, which is the tabernacle of David, which is being set up here on earth to rule over all the nations of the world, ushering in the kingdom of heaven, which will be here on earth. 144,000, the 144,000, 12,000 men from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, which are still scattered and have not. Israel has not been established yet. They are impostors in the land, claiming to be the people of the Lord, fulfilling prophecy of Ezekiel 36. All right, when the Amalekites, which are Edomites, the house of Idumea, would go into the Holy Land, to the high place, and claim to be the people of the Lord. That prophecy is being fulfilled. Also the time of Jacob's trouble, right, with false reports and lies used behind the, the sense of we need security to persecute the people of the Lord. And to the rest of the people of the Lord, the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen nations that have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a color thing, but an Israelite thing. The Israelites are scattered among all people of the earth, not just to Europe. Right? They got scattered among all people. All right, so they're going to come looking like all people. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And under the guise of security, see, this was all a plan. The left wing working with the right wing, pretending that they're against each other when the truth of the matter is they're against the citizens. And they're using this current immigration issue that they created now to fill up their camps, the detention centers, but also so that they have an excuse to come with brutality and totalitarian regimes. ICE is nothing but the stormtroopers, imperialistic troopers being pushed because you think that they're going to stop with the immigrants. No. Next thing is Judah, the so-called black people, and the rest of the Hispanic, so-called Hispanic populations that are actual Americans that have American status. They're next. Then they're actually going to come after actual other Edomites who speak against them because they're putting themselves in a position to where just by disagreeing with them puts you in a category as a terrorist or a threat to national security. This is what they're doing. Let's get a scripture real quick. This is Exodus 23:1. And man, are they using this scripture to the extreme. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. All right, so they allowed, it all makes sense when you start putting it all together, when you put the puzzle pieces together through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. They allow this migration, this to come to America so that they can implement these plans. The same way 9/11 was an inside job so that they could implement the Patriot Act, which is what set all of this off. Because what it was done so that they could demonize. All right, so that they could demonize the people and the citizens and make them the problem. So, per example, here we go. Fucking commercial, man. Fucking assholes. It was already set up.
Well, This video going viral on social media, and you may have seen it. It ended up in my feed. It shows federal immigration agents chasing.
Now watch the way, and this sounds like Micah Patera. I'm not sure what that's what it sounds like. Or Micah Matera. But listen carefully to what she says, because it just looks bad. And so you mean to tell me that this one little guy is going to hurl out insults and draw attention to himself so that he could get grabbed up and snatched and thrown into an immigration center? No, they just singled him out because he looked Hispanic and probably had a Hispanic accent. That's all it is. Those people on those bikes working and delivering all through that neighborhood, all through that downtown area, and they saw him and just went after him. And it just looked bad, so they had to add in some talking points so it looked like something that it wasn't. That false report I just read about. So let's start that again.
This video going viral on social media, and you may have seen it. It ended up in my feed. It shows federal immigration agents chasing a man on a bicycle downtown. It was first posted over the weekend by a few different accounts. We saw it getting more than...
And I'm laughing, man, because J. Cole with it. Little Jake broke all their ankles, man. While running with the bike. He broke the ankles. And then this guy right here didn't know what was going on. He thought they were coming after him. This guy here. That's how you know that there was no verbiage going on between the runner and these guys, if you're following the arrow on the screen. This guy I'm circling, if there was confrontation between this little guy that broke all their ankles and made them look stupid, all right, he wouldn't have panicked and been afraid when they ran toward him. He would have known that they were coming after him. But this guy was minding his business, and so was this one. This guy just was reading the room and saw that they were coming after him, and this guy had no clue. He's just on his bike. But he also looks like he's of the so-called Hispanic nation. He just saw the officers running past him. He looks panicked, but this is the target, which means there was no verbiage going on between them, because if it were so, he would have seen it all. He would have heard it. Like this little guy is calling out all these big ass police officers. So just giving some commentary to what you really see versus to the false report that's given, because this is what they do. False reports. And then it makes you wonder, are these people even really police? Because are they just ICE agents? Because they put these aren't sworn officers, these ICE agents, but yet they wear these vests or these coats and jackets that say police, and they're not sworn peace officers at all. The majority of them, they're just civilians who ain't got a job and are under contract to snatch up other civilians. They're like a posse, temporary police powers, but this is going to lead to permanent, because these are your new stormtroopers. Shook his ass. Look at him.
This video going viral on social media, and you may have seen it. It ended up in my feed. It shows federal immigration agents chasing a man on a bicycle downtown. It was first posted over the weekend by a few different accounts. We saw it getting more than 13 million views on Twitter. This happened, it looks like, near Dearborn and Wabash, right there off of the river. That man on the bike allegedly made some comments toward the agents. Still, this video...
Yeah, he made some threatening comments or something to make them all come after him. No, he didn't. He just happened to be riding down the street and just happened to be born a so-called Hispanic. And more than likely, he's a Venezuelan. And he was targeted just because of what he looks like or what he sounded like, which is what they're going, how they're operating right now. What I have here, let me see if I can pull this back up, is an article that went out on a news break. Oh, come on. Here we go. It looks like I lost the article. Damn it. But basically, it was talking about, damn it, that really pisses me off. Let me see if it's been, I'm trying to check mine. Yeah, it's gone. But the article was basically about how ICE has this new technology to track phones, to use cell phones to track location and people and that whole sort of thing. So, and they know that a lot of these immigrants are how a lot of these immigrants are using these applications to try and work. Okay? This is what they're doing. You know? But here I got another damn, I'm really pissed that I couldn't find that article, but you know, it is what it is. But here we go. And this is a video that the brother Zadok put up from the House of David, 1446. This is one of his shorts, so we're gonna play this because she's gonna pretty much lay it out. They're making all Americans are in trouble, including the Edomites, especially if you're an Edomite that's not with the program, you know, but you know, their house divided anyway, so they're going to be against one another, you know, and she's definitely not on the friendly list.
You guys might be laughing at Pete Hegseth and what he said in front of all the military leaders that were flown in from around the world on our dime, wrapping up his intimidation.
When she said on our dimes, the Americans are paying for this, the taxpayers.
In woke terminology, no more beardos and all that kind of stuff. But something much more dangerous and sinister was happening. He called everybody together to say very clearly, we give the orders. And it doesn't matter how specific it is or how much it goes against what you're comfortable with. You do it or you're out. It's about much more than having a beard or being overweight. And I'm going to tell you why what he said was dangerous. Because at the same time, not by coincidence, Donald Trump was giving a rambling press conference where he was urging the military, suggesting that the military use U.S. cities to train military men and women against American citizens.
Exactly.
To use American cities as a training ground. They are preparing the military for the next orders over the next.
And this is the doing of Yahweh Shema Shai. This is prophecy being fulfilled. This is Matthew 24:6. And it reads, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So as this civil war and Jacob's trouble, civil disturbances and division is happening in America, more wars are building up around the world. All right. The Israelis are drawing more people into war, and now they're saying Trump is trying to take back Afghanistan, getting ready to bring back the Afghanistanian thing now. See, and what did Biden do? Biden just walked out of Afghanistan and left all those billions of dollars worth of equipment that now the soldiers are going to have to fight against weapons that they left over there. The same way Biden opened up the doors and let all these millions of people in. All right. And now they're able to institute the totalitarian, activities, agendas in order to clear these people out or get these people under control. So they needed that to happen in order, to do for one phase to do the next phase. And people are too stupid. The average American is dumb AF. Real talk. Very gullible and dumb AF. The average American. And if you believe that this government, actually cares about its people or for its people, the amount of money, and like the video I did last night with this lady, the same lady, that was put up by Arrows of Indignation, when she broke down how much money is going over there to the Israelis and how their lives are made so much easier. They don't have half the issues and hang up. And as a result of that, their birth rates are almost for every woman that's at the age, childbearing age, is having on an average of 3 babies, when Americans are only having about 1, just enough to replace the workforce. All right. And then how they are so well taken care of because of the American support. You know, the free college, the free child care, the a subsidized college, and all the welfare. They get the mother gets money put in her to her account for her child until it's 18. And then the child has a separate government account where money is put into it, so that when it turns 18, they can immediately start a business, come to America, open up a jewelry shop. You wonder why so many, little hats open up businesses in America? Now you know. Now you know. There's accounts for them. All on the dime, like she said, of the American. You Americans are being used to support these imposters, these Talmudians, all right, who are not the people of the Lord. Highly suggest you watch the receipts that's presented from the AI, pretty much backing up what the Bible says, what we've been telling you for years now. All right, these people are not the ancient Israelites at all. And it says, Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All over the world, these things are happening like never before. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Jacob's trouble is here, man. All right. It's not full blown yet, but it's definitely happening. All right. You got people that are suffering. I have a guy that I know, all right, a young guy that I was friends with his father. His father passed 20 years ago. And they snatched up his wife over 4 months ago. He hasn't seen his wife then, because he's been asking me to pray for him. But all the time, you've been being told since he was a little boy when his older brother died. All right, because I think he was 6 when his brother died. And his brother was he was 6 or 7. And his brother was in his early 20s. His big brother. Big gap in between them. Because when I first met him, I thought that was his son. It was, his nephew, but it was his little brother. And, he had a hard time because his brother, basically took care of him. And, everything he did, his brother was involved. But all this time, he's learned and heard this truth, and he didn't take advantage of it. And now, all of a sudden, when the calamity has fallen upon him, now he want to come running to me. What was that name again? And, you still been eating pork and shrimp and lobster, still going in and out them churches, crossing yourself up, calling on JC, on Cesare Borgia, all right? Ceramis Crispus, you still got that image all over the place. But now that your wife has been snatched up, you had all this time. And see, that's the thing with Jake, man. Y'all don't listen, okay? But you know what? It's people like that are needed, because it makes those of us who believe and actually call on the name, it makes our chances that much higher. All right. So don't get mad when Jake, still want to worship Esau's fraudulent image of the Lord and the false names that Esau put out there. All right. Because it should be common sense. When you see all the deceit and lies of these people and how they operate, what makes you think that these people are going to give you the truth about the power that is your power, not theirs? And how to call on his name and worship him. Because when we call on his name and worship him in truth and sincerity, he begins to operate for us. And they're aware of that. Okay? But it says, all these are the beginnings of sorrows. Then shall they of you be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. This is why this is happening. All right? Ask why this is happening. Why he's being targeted. He's hated for the name's sake of the Lord, even though he's not calling on it. He just happens to be the people of the Lord. And how much more those of us who actually call on the name. All right. Then shall many be offended and shall betray one another, and they shall hate one another. So you got Jakes that are working with these guys. All right? You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. He working with them people. Ain't that what Common said in that one movie? And what was that? That movie where they were all the hitmen? When he was trying to tell his boy to run, he said they working with them people. All right? You got Jake with these guys. And trust me, within that system, when it all hell break loose, these cops are going to, go against one another as well, man. Okay? And because iniquity shall, then it says, then many shall be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto the nations. Then the end shall come. And that's the gospel of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, not the gospel of JC. All right. The gospel of JC has been preached for well over 500 years, and the Lord has not come back. Neither have the end day prophecies played out until the name of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai began to be preached by the men of the Lord. So hold fast. All right, buckle up your seatbelts, because this is just the beginning of sorrows. Stay prayed up, keep your faith. Call halal, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahak, Wadash Kwam, Yasarala, Abad, Babal.